Okay, I guess I am live. Good morning. I've been live for 2 minutes already. So today I've got a bunch of seeds to harvest, and I figure while I'm doing that, I can chat. I think I'll turn the light on above me too. For crying out loud. I'm not doing a live with my ceiling fan. I guess I am. I'm just not trying to. Let's try and do this over. Okay. And I'm going to put this phone up on that little thing here. So I've got a bunch of seeds that I need to do all sorts of things with. Morning, Bud Files. Morning, Vince. Welcome in. Vince La Retro Gamer says hello. And the Bud Files, Bud Files says morning. So I like to make these little envelopes. They fit perfectly in my seed saver. What I did is I had a bunch of 3-ring binders that I was thinking of tossing, but instead I got sleeves that hold baseball cards. And if I make these little envelopes, they turn out to be the perfect size to put in there. I know I ran out of tape the last time I was working on these. This is kind of boring, lonely piecework, so I thought I'd come in and hopefully find somebody to chat with. What's new with you, Bud Files? And I do have it set up so that you guys can connect with each other, so I'm not going to be mad if you do that, because that's pretty much what I've been doing all along. So I cut this, it's just regular computer printer paper, and I cut it in, I tore it into 4 pieces. So it takes 1/4 of a piece, and then I take the torn edge and I put it about 1/2 inch away from the other edge, fold the other edge over so that it hides the torn edge. Tape it up, fold the bottom up about 1/2 inch, not even. And hold that down, and now I can fill it up with seeds. I've got all these seeds that I harvested, and I'm gonna be, oh, and I even have more over here. And I've got all these tomatoes to harvest seeds out of. And I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jars of seeds that I've fermented for a little bit more than, it's supposed to be 7 days. Good morning, Mimi. How you doing? How is your garden these days? I've got all these seeds that I'm packaging up, and I need to find something else that writes. But these I've had drying for a week. They say to dry them for 2 weeks, but I keep them in paper envelopes so they can continue drying, and they're pretty dry. Ooh, look at all these seeds in here. So I gotta kind of break them up so that they're separated here. And I want to do a little bit of a mailing. if we get to November 1st and I still have so many seeds left, I'm going to start doing some seed giveaways. Like if you ever watch Yugoro Row, she gives away seeds on her videos, but I thought I might do some live giveaway seeds. Your garden is about done. I think mine was about done before it started. I really did not have a good year. Luckily, the food banks had gardens and they gave out a ton of tomatoes, but I think I got about 5 on my Romas. I planted 1 Roma seed, or I had 1 Roma plant. I'm sure I planted more than 1 seed to get it. And the tomatoes were really weird shaped, but they were the seeds from a Roma tomato. And then I had some that were super snow white tomatoes, and I got, I think, 3 or 4 on that. And I know I only got 2 yellow pear tomatoes on my own. Good morning, Ashes and Embers. How are you today? Welcome in. I had a craving for your pickles, so I got pickles. I got cucumbers from the food bank last week, and I made another batch of those cucumbers. Every time I go in the refrigerator, I take one to snack on. It's usually I open the refrigerator door to see what's in there to snack on, and got those right up front, so I'll grab them. So what do you have planned for today? Have you been live yet this morning? I didn't see any notifications. I'm just going to fill the entire thing with this variety. I think it's called Gavici. I got a free package of seeds when I ordered some seeds from somebody. And I'll tell you, this turned out to be one of my favorite tomatoes. The taste is outstanding, and it gets so many. This was like just from one plant, and I picked these a couple of weeks ago. They're getting kind of wrinkly now, so they're about ready to harvest. I like to harvest them when they're older. They're more likely to germinate. If you harvest a seed that's not ripe, it doesn't work. You and me both. Now, I woke up this morning around 4 and I just couldn't get back to sleep. And I've already gotten up, eaten breakfast, and done all the dishes. Still haven't showered though. That's why the camera's on my hand. Well, not even. Maybe I need to move it here a little bit. See if that works a little better. Oh, and I don't have the light on. I'll be right back. I do have eggplant on 2 of my eggplants outside. I have 4 of them planted in a Rubbermaid bin. They're kind of crowded together, but their roots can go pretty deep. Are you? That's a great idea. Maybe I should do that rather than starting new ones. Although I'm going to start doing the winter indoor gardening that's hosted by Mike's Chaotic Gardening. And in that one, we start a plant on December 1st and then grow it over the winter. So I got some seeds, and they're mini eggplants. So I'm going to grow those for that, and then but I was thinking of peppers too. I have those mini peppers I got from what do you call it? I got them from Aldi. And I saved seeds from all of them. Because, of course, what else am I going to do with them? Last year was my first time doing indoor gardening over the winter, and that was because I found the Microdwarf tomatoes. Now, I know lettuce grows really good, but I don't like lettuce. I like really crunchy things in my salads. Okay, yeah, this is done. I can probably use this over because I have a lot of seeds and water that I have to take care of today too. You know, that's true. Last year I gave my pepper plants away, and they are growing really good. I did the survival seeds, and the peppers that I got from them turned out really good. The beets are growing pretty good too. I don't want to grow beets inside over the winter. And over the last few years, I've been growing them in drawers, and they've been turning out fine. This year, nothing really did well. And the peppers are doing the best. And I had one tomato plant that was supposed to be a microdwarf that grew to be 3 feet tall. And that was really prolific, but I really don't like the tomatoes on it. They're really sour. And I tried letting them get really ripe, and that still didn't help. They didn't taste very good at all. Now these seeds are for the Vilma, which is Lauren's favorite. She has a page called, a YouTube channel called Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. So these are my Microdwarf seeds, and today's Gail's collab is starting, so go ahead and look for those videos to watch and comment on, because that's got to be like the biggest giveaway collab that I have seen. As it turns out, each channel that is in it gives out a gift for their, I don't know, what is it, runner-up. And then the runner-ups all get put on a wheel, and Gail spins it. And one lucky winner will win a prize from each collaborator in the collab. And one person claims they're giving a $120 gift card, and I've already gotten gift cards from this person. So I'm sure she's for real. And I'm not allowed to say who it is. And then November 1st, we'll be starting the Microdwarf 25-26. I did have a slash in it, but it messed up the playlist. Can't use that. Oh, what do we have here? Squash, butternut squash. I've been saving the seeds on everything, but I'm thinking of having a giveaway a live giveaway. I may give them out because it'll be April when we do our live giveaway. We'll see what we have. I have a lot of squash seeds fermenting too. I got an acorn squash, and then I got the weirdest squash. It kind of looks like a yellow straight neck squash, but it had ridges in it like a acorn squash does. And the seeds look more like an acorn squash. The skin was tough like an acorn squash. And the yellow straight neck squash is supposed to have a soft skin that you can eat. But it looks like I'm talking to myself again. And some of these seeds I'll be using when Adrienne from Indiana Backyard Gardener has her seed swap. That is just really a big swap. I took part in it last year, not last year, the year before. Last year I didn't get involved soon enough. I think I can use these paper towels over again, don't you think? Got a red bell pepper. I got a ton of red bell peppers from somebody that posted on Buy Nothing, and they sell at the farmer's market, and they had a lot left. So they posted on Buy Nothing that she'd be home in an hour, and if we came, we could get some food. And boy, did she have the tomatoes. People were just taking cases of tomatoes to go take home and can. I got about 10 of them. So what is this? Yeah, if you're going to save your pepper seeds, you want them to be ripe. So save them from a red pepper, a yellow pepper, or an orange pepper. But if you save them from a green pepper, they won't be viable. They aren't ripe enough. Wow. I have way more pepper seeds than I'm going to be using. I'm always afraid to bring plants in, though. Every time I do, I end up bringing in bugs with them. But I think like 24 hours before I'm going to bring them in the house, I'm going to give them a spritz of neem oil. I never used that until this year, and boy, does that work nice. I did have spider mites on my microdwarfs, and that really helped a lot. Before that, I was losing plants like crazy. Oh, I see. Ah! That's not good. Let's try this again. Got a lot of seeds in there. I think I got them all. Oh, there's some more seeds. I do have yellow pear seeds, but I didn't get these from my own garden. The church garden had yellow pear tomatoes, and I took some home, and some of them were a little too mushy to eat, so I just took the seeds out. So when they're ripe enough to get mushy, they're best to plant. Oh, I got lots of those. These still feel a little damp. I think I'm just going to roll these up. And I think I'll leave the envelope in there so I can add them another day. These are from the 20th, so they say to leave them for 2 weeks. And that is only, what, 8 or 9 days? I'm simmering navy beans on the stove. I'm going to go check them in a minute, which is one reason why I'm doing this instead of going back to bed. Let's see, do we have Manetka left? Or is this just an empty paper towel? Empty paper towel. And actually, I think this I'm saving to protect seeds that go in the mail. These I harvested a month ago, but there sure isn't very many in here. These seeds came from a large tomato that I got from the food bank that was really mushed. But it was a really meaty looking tomato. The inside was more meat than seeds and goo. And I do like those big brown tomatoes. But that one was sitting out on the table and nobody wanted to take it. So I took it for the seeds. Okay, I'm gonna go check on those beans and see if they're soft enough to turn off. 9-1. Well, that's more than 2 weeks ago. What did I plant? Oh, Curly Kaylee. I only get 2 seeds out of each tomato. No wonder that one's so hard to get and so expensive when you do find it. These have been sitting there for over a month. I wonder if there's anything in here. Yeah, there is. Wow, less than 3 months before Christmas. Oh boy. Try and break these up. They're kind of dried into clumps here. Manetka is a really good one. It's really prolific. It grows nicely. I think that's a yellow one too. But it grows really prolific. Hey, Mr. Russian, welcome in. Oh no. This is my first year growing onions, and they actually they kind of stopped growing after they got to be about 3/4 of an inch. But I did get some. I think I need to put them in a bigger container or something. Oh, thank you, Mr. Russian 123. Mr. Russian 123 says, let's get her some likes and show some love. My onions seeds went moldy because I left them in the bag. Oh no. I hate when I do that. And most of these seeds are going to be for microdwarfs, but this one was a large tomato that I got from the food bank. And I liked the color. It was a real unusual, like brownish purple. So hopefully next summer I'll get more. Last year I got some white tomatoes. They were just real pale yellow tomatoes. And I grew those, and I got some this year, but not a whole lot. And these have been sitting there drying since 8/28, so they should be dry enough. That doesn't look like I got a whole lot of seeds, but this is more than I'm going to need. So my beans are finally soft enough. It took about an hour and a half for navy beans to soften. I should make a note of that. So I've got 3 more packs like this to empty. Then I'll have the paper towels empty to start some more in. I've got 6 jars of seeds that have been fermenting. And then I've got a couple tomatoes to cut up to put into jars. So that's my whole project for today. It does get a little tedious. So I usually watch playlists while I'm doing it. But I need to get watch hours, so I'm trying to do some lives. Now I can use these paper towels for cleaning up yucky stuff. Or I might use them again to dry some more seeds. Let's get some more of these ready. Looks like I had seeds that I fermented on 3 different days. What happens is I have these little containers and I write what kind it is. When I pick them, I put them in those so that when I harvest the seeds, I can keep them straight. Ooh, look at all the seeds. What kind have I got? Oh, these are Gavici. This is a good variety. It tastes really good. And it's very prolific. And it's a Microdwarf. It's not real tall. I'd say that the ones I had grew between 10 and 12 inches tall. I've still got some out there. They've got green tomatoes on them. Again, I'll probably be bringing those in pretty soon. I think I've got about 10 of them outside. I had 14 of them in my stacking planters, but they fell over and I lost a lot of them when they fell after the flood. Oh, wow, look at this. I just got my reminder. Today's the day I water my orchids. And as long as I'm at it, I'm going to water everything else too. I moved some tomatoes into soil because I found that they aren't doing too good when I use the tap water. We have chloramine in it now and have for last year, and I've been having a lot of trouble with it since the city switched to chloramine. Oh, the dancing trucker just posted something new. It's got a notification, but I haven't seen it yet. Has anybody seen the dancing trucker? Well, this doesn't work. I can't see the chat, and that's the whole reason I'm watching it on here. Hey, good morning, Simply Debbie Sue. You got any good stories for me? I've been watching yours. Good morning, Mrs. Paula does retirement. How are you doing today? I think I found both of you guys on Senior Insights. Didn't I? Or am I thinking wrong? It figures I step away from the phone for a few minutes and people show up. Hope you're still here. That's funny. It does seem like that, doesn't it? I'll go to a live and I'll see the same people that I saw at the last live. So these are orange hat. Thinking of setting up some shelves behind my love seat to put plants on. It faces east. So usually when I do something like this, I'll be watching playlists from other channels, but I thought today I'd do a live so I find somebody to chat with. I am feeling lazy today too. That's why sitting here and doing this is probably a good thing, but I woke up about 6 and I was feeling ambitious and I started boiling some navy beans and I had to wait for those. Now I'm waiting for them to cool. They're cooked through and I don't want them to get too mushy, so I turned them off. It's kind of a lazy, hazy day here. I need to get the garbage out and walk the dog, but I have 6 jars of seeds that I fermented that have to be strained and dried. Does anybody know of any other senior channels to watch? Yeah, I do that too. That's a good idea. In fact, I usually sit with my timer during the day. I'll start running playlists and keep the phone where I can see it. And I'll do a project and then I'll go sit down. But I am feeling lazy. I am going to be going to bed back to bed after this because I was up most of the night. I went to bed really late and woke up really early. But I need to get these seeds moving. I've been harvesting and saving them, but I'm not getting a lot of response on the collab that I'm doing with Gail. Most of the people that joined are people that follow her. Oh, you have a boat? How fun. One of my sons has a boat. It's funny because he has a dinosaur costume, and I saw somebody in a dinosaur costume water skiing, so I sent it to him. And then he sent me a live video of his kids water skiing while he was on the boat. My hubby always liked fishing too, but I would always go do something else. And we had 3 sons, so he always had somebody to go with. I'll be right back. Hi, Debbie. Are you still here? Sorry, I had to take a run. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. How long have you been writing? I loved I was listening the other day. I listened to a story about a goat, and I know I've listened to other ones too. But it was really a touching story. I love the way you have the sweet ending in there. I always wanted to be a writer. When I was a little girl in third grade, I told my teacher I wanted to be a writer, and she had me stay in for recess. And at the time, we were studying the caste system in another country. And she explained to me that the United States also has a caste system, and I wasn't in the correct caste to ever be a writer. What a thing to tell a third grader, right? I was devastated. But I did take writing. In 2020, I took an online class and I wrote a book. But after reading it, it's like, it's not all that great. I read it in a YouTube video so people can play it. I had a few friends play it. But out of the 200 people that started it, only 9 finished it to the end. And I have to say those were all good friends because it I don't know, wasn't very good. Of course, when I posted, I was sure it was going to go viral. Me too, me too. And I wanted to write, but I really didn't start writing until 2020. I took a bunch of online writing classes, but I can tell you follow the right format, so you must already know everything that I learned in those classes. Did you save all your stories from your childhood? I'll tell you, years ago, I belonged to the Romance Writers of America. And I went to a meeting. We were supposed to come the next month and bring just one rejection letter. And so I did. And I passed it around. And everybody told me it wasn't a rejection letter, it was a request to rewrite it. They thought that it was good enough to get to use in their magazine. But of course, I thought it was a rejection letter, and I sat on it. And do you remember any of the stories that you wrote? On my computer, I have tons of books that I started and never finished because they didn't go in the right direction. But I learned more outlining in the classes that I took. That at certain points of the book, you should have this happen, and when you wrap it up, you should have this happen. And I like when you wrap up your stories; they're very good. I decided to write a mystery a while ago. I was mad at my neighbor, and I figured the only thing I could do is kill her off in a book legally. Actually, I didn't kill her off. I had her be the villain. Sometimes a story just hits you and you got to write it, you know? I'm sure you know that. Have you ever published anything? Oh, okay. Yeah, I bet you would do good if you published short stories. But that's all I've read of yours. I don't know. Doing a whole novel takes like forever. I usually get bored with it and leave it sitting. So, like I said, I've got a lot of unfinished novels on my computer. Now, years ago, I got into writing romance. I would meet men and I would, have this fantasy of things that might happen with that relationship, but they never did. So, of course, I wrote stories, and in the stories, they did. And like I said, I never published anything. The only thing I ever sent in, I did get a letter back on, which I thought was a rejection letter, but it wasn't. Well, how long does it take you to write a story? That would be a good idea. But a book of short stories would be nice too, I always loved reading books like Reader's Digest. I like reading the Harlequin love-inspired ones, the Christian romances. Well, that's not bad. Have you ever heard of NaNoWriMo? That's the National Novel Writing Month in November, and there's a bunch of people that take the challenge to try and write a book in a month. And I could easily do that following an outline if I had an outline ready before the month started. But I never have. November gets busy. It's a month before Christmas, a month of Thanksgiving. Well, I should have enough seeds here. I should probably start eating these tomatoes. I've been saving all the seeds for the collab, but there's just not that many people joining in. I just got the warning on this phone. I'm going to have to go switch phones. The one that I record with has a good battery and it lasts for hours. And after I'm done with putting these seeds in envelopes, I have several tomatoes to cut up to take the seeds out of to ferment. But before I do that, I have 6 jars of tomato seeds that have fermented for 8 days. So I have to get those rinsed off and packed away in paper towels like this. And those probably won't be ready to go out until November, but I think I might start doing live seed giveaways. There's somebody that does that, and I really like watching her channel when she does that. I haven't won anything yet, but last night I won a $20 Amazon gift card on a live giveaway. That'll be the second time that happened. Yeah, it's funny how that happens. The book that I actually wrote a sequel, but I wrote it in notebooks. Somebody suggested I try doing that. Well, I wrote it in 4 notebooks and I can't seem to find them all. I have ADHD, and that's one thing that I have a lot of is notebooks. I keep getting notebooks because I think I'm going to be able to organize myself better. So anyway, I have to rewrite them from the notebooks, and I started doing that, but I lost the notebooks. Okay, that one is done. Oh, wait, I think I see one there. Or is it just a speck? These are Pinocchio orange seeds. They only grow to be about 10 inches tall, and they get little tiny orange cherry tomatoes on them. And they taste pretty good. Do you belong to any writing groups or anything? There, I packaged all those up. And those packages have a lot of seeds in them. I have to divide them out to go out. I've got all these little papers. Keep my pen in there. Now, which should I do first? I've got all these tomatoes that I need to cut up and put into jars. But in my bin, I have all these jars that I have to rinse the tomato seeds off of and put onto paper towels. So I need to. Or you just write on your own. Have you ever taken any writing classes? Because you are really good. Or did you just learn it and figure it out on yourself like everybody else but me does? Okay, we'll start with this jar. What do I have? Fuzzy Wuzzy. sorry. I understand I have this to do, so I'm going to be pretty boring for a while. But it was nice chatting with you. Thanks for stopping by. Ah! Oh, there's still a lot of goo in this one. Oh. nobody's here, so I think I'm going to go take my nap. After I rinse my beans and put them away. Thanks to those of you who came.